Hello YouTubers, today I have a Lance tank build for you guys on Monster Hunter World. Now before we go anywhere with this build, I just want to quickly go over who this build will benefit. If you're a speedrunner and looking for max damage, unfortunately this isn't for you. This is for the average Joe guy that is slightly struggling in keeping up when trying to slay temper dragons with their friends, or if you just want to feel like a rock on the battlefield. I worked hard to try and make the build that will do sufficient damage while having the most protection that I could figure out with the current armors, equipment and jewels on Monster Hunter World. So here in the armory we will look over the first piece of armor. I went with Damascus B helmet, which already comes with a level 2 defense boost ability slotted into it. Now in this build we'll be looking at maxing out the defense boost all the way to level 7. Level 7 comes with an extra 35 defense and plus 3 resistances to all elemental resistances. Elemental resistances are extremely important when thinking about this tank build, as a lot of one-shot moves dragons do are elemental based. So moving on to the second piece of armor, I went with a Bazel B chestplate, holding a nice level 2 guard ability. Now the guard ability is another extremely important skill here. We will achieve the level 5 guard ability once all the armors are brought together. With the level 5 guard skill, your hunter will be able to massively reduce the impact of attacks whilst guarding. Also stamina depletion is reduced by 50%. Having a level 5 guard ability will give you the comfortability to get back into the fight nearly as soon as you are hit, meaning no time is wasted sliding backwards away from the target when they connect with your shield. For the wrists, I went with Uragaan A. The wrists help add up the guard and defense skill at the same time and also come with a nice level 1 jewel slot. You will notice that I made sure all of the armors come with jewel slots, as this will have a big play later in the build. I look forward to showing you some of the newer features of the older jewels that may have been missed, even by players that are experienced from older generations of Monster Hunter. Now for the Tasset, Uragaan B was used. I felt the thunder resistance on Uragaan A was not needed, but the extra jewel slot would, and Part Breaker could come as a bonus to help support on the field. There probably is better Tassets, but with that in mind, it goes hand in hand with the last piece of armor I selected, the Uragaan A leggings. It comes with a level 2 guard ability, meaning we now have in total level 3 defense, level 5 guard and a level 1 part breaker. I specifically picked Uragaan set as having 3 of the pieces activates Uragaan protection. With this ability we are now able to guard attacks that would normally do damage to a hunter. For example, Teostra's explosion would do serious damage, but now with our level 5 guard and Uragaan protection we can protect ourselves and not have the Superman dive away anymore. With the armor out of the way, let's take a look at what weapon to go with. Now when selecting a weapon I had to make sure it wasn't too difficult to craft. I want to make this build easier to help out guys that want it. So taking a look at the Barroth Stinger 3. This weapon doesn't look much until you take a closer look. Its damage isn't as high as other lances, but with the 2 jewel slots it gives you the means to soon change that. Adding a level 2 elementless jewel to the weapon changes its base stats from 460 attack all the way to 506. This is a massive increase and we need to try and have as much damage as possible even though we are a tanky based build. For the second jewel slot you may add an attack jewel. If you don't have an attack jewel then this is open to be changed. Furthermore, the weapon has minus 20% affinity. This isn't the best thing to have, but with the extra 15 defense it helps towards being tanky. Now let's go over the charm and jewels that were used in this armor. It goes without word, having the defense charm at level 3 is perfect. It increases our total defense boost all the way to level 6, which now brings me to the jewel slots on the armor. Firstly, I decided to maximize the defense boost all the way to level 7 using a defense jewel. With that in place we now have the max defense we can receive from that. The next jewel is the Vitality jewel. Most people may have passed this jewel because in previous Monster Hunters it used to just add onto your health and max out up to 150, but with Monster Hunter World you can add 3 Vitality jewels to increase your health from its base 100 to 150. You may be thinking, well I can just use Mega Nutrients to top my health up. What is the use of these jewels? Well, I recently found out by accident if you have these jewels on your arms and then go to the cat kitchen, the extra health the cat kitchen gives you now adds on top of the 150 you're maxed out at, meaning you have the potential to reach 200 maxed out HP when entering a fight. This is perfect to go alongside having a tanky defense, as it means you should almost be impossible to kill now. With the last 3 jewels you can probably customize these to what you like best, but if you would like some idea I came up with having protection jewel. This gives you a chance of reducing your damage by 15% when hit. I thought this could be useful, then adding 10% attack and 15% defense with the fortified jewel. This would mean you now have the chance of receiving 25% less damage when entering a fight. And finally, the crisis jewel. When activated, improves our evasion and stamina depletion. Stamina depletion goes hand with the guard skill, as it means the stamina would deplete even less than before. So that's it for the basics of the build. The most important thing to do now would be to maximize the defense of all these armor pieces. Go to your cat kitchen and increase the defense with a meal. Add in the power armor, charm and talon, and you should be an unstoppable battling tank. You could go one step further and increase the armors and defense even more using the augmentation method once you have the stream stones needed. You will have a whopping 454 defense before even augmentating the armor, so it's entirely up to you. It would allow you to reach the potential of 485 defense. I haven't tested how high the armor goes at this stage because I don't have the armor stones to upgrade it. This could be overkill, but Monster Hunter is all about hunting the way you enjoy. Now I hope you guys enjoy this build. I wanted to do something a little different than the usual power based builds. I love to play Monster Hunter in numerous ways. Oh, and one last thing, you might want to buy the samurai set as you're going to look ugly as hell with this build. Thanks for watching guys, and peace out.